nearly there, boys and girls. We are nearly there. Newcastle United have just beaten Brighton and Hove Albion.
Oh, it's Becky Langley.
Becky, come over here. Becky, come over here. Come on. She's coming over. The women's manager, Becky Langley, is going to come over and say hello in a second. But Newcastle United have
Of all the odds, Becky Langley comes up behind her.
Well, someone that knows how to win big games is just getting sorted now. But Newcastle United have just beaten Brighton and Hove Albion by 4-1. This is the last word.
How are you doing, Yaris?
I'm good, how are you?
Just say congratulations before we start anything.
I know,
Oh my God,
unreal.
honestly.
How good was that at half time? Did you see us?
Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, we'll
Brilliant.
get it clipped up. But
brilliant.
I didn't have, when did you find out?
But we're going on pitch?
Yeah.
About a week ago, so
Oh my God.
it's class. But we've been building up to it, it's brilliant.
Well,
Yeah.
he knew. How long did you know?
3.5.
Yeah, and that was Becky Langley, the Newcastle women's manager, who's just won the league, by the way. Just won the league. Big win against Barnsley last week. 2-0 win meant today. Newcastle United women were champions, by the way. Did you know that? They were champions. Newcastle United might be in the Champions League next season because of that 4-1 win tonight.
We've seen everybody since coming out, haven't we?
I don't care. We've won. I don't care. Everyone's smiling.
That's the thing, Johnny. Everyone's smiling because we've seen Colin, we've seen obviously the lasses come out, we've seen subscribers come over, people from Nottingham, the guy was from before, and we've seen who else we've seen? We've seen Josh as well, the foundation, etc. Becky Langley's obviously sat in a car. It's a good feel factor, isn't it?
It really is. And look, let's talk about Newcastle United and let's talk about how good they were at football against a very good Brighton Hove Albion side. No changes. It was an unchanged side by Newcastle United and Eddie Howe. Isaac on the left, Wilson in the middle. Just one change on the bench. No Jacob Murphy. He was struggling with a groin injury, but he was on the bench against Leeds. But he's had to not be on the bench. And I just wanted to put a mention to Lewis Miley, who came up, who was on the bench today as well. What an experience for him, and also big decisions by Eddie Howe as well in regards to not changing that 11.
I think he might have got a bit of game time if the game was already wrapped up, but he's just turned 17, just got a pro contract. He's in amongst the first team training. He's been doing bits for the under-21s. He could be the next prodigy to come out. He could be the newest Elliot Anderson. And yeah, the lad is absolutely loving it. And no doubt, I'm sure Elliot Anderson's looking after him, and so are the Geordies. But yeah, it's really nice to see because we want more and more coming through. There hasn't been enough over the years, but now that we've banged on the drum with it, but it's really nice to see. Happy
with the team?
I was surprised with Isaac. I'm not going to lie. I thought there'll be a change there. I thought ESM would start. But you went for Isaac and I went, ooh, interesting. Obviously, the back five has been the back five practically all season bar injury, so we're very light in centre midfield, so I wasn't too surprised now. And I'll tell you what, though, I was surprised by Brighton's lineup, though. Look at that three on the bench. And Zisso, Ferguson, McAllister was the big one.
When I found out that, I was like, that's not too bad. I don't mind that. Brighton have got a huge game on Sunday against Southampton, by the way. That's the game they wanted to win. But let's talk about the first half. Newcastle, I thought, outstanding in the first half. Absolutely brilliantly loyal in the first half. And I think from the first minute, they just showed so much about themselves. And look, we didn't really test too much of Jason Steele, but I think we showed that we were willing to press everything. We would press every single goal kick, every single pass, just to make it really uneasy for Brighton. And eventually it did pay off, but I think it was just so impressive to watch how to break down this Brighton side, because they are good when they've got the ball, which is seen in the second half. Yeah, I just want to say a big shout out to Leon, because I think he'll be enjoying himself tonight. I know Leon, he's my boss, and I think he'll be enjoying himself tonight because it's his brother-in-law. But unreal. I was shocked at that performance as well. I just didn't see it. I thought it would be 50-50, two great footballing sides going at it. It was complete polar opposite. I was like... It was domination, wasn't it?
It was. In the first half it was. It was like, whoa, what's happened here? Brighton only had a shot which Pope just palmed it back down dead easy. And it was just, bloody hell, this is far too easy. What had our Botman and Shea were inside their half. That's how high up we were. It felt almost like a training match. It was just attack versus defence.
It did, but I'm going to give so much credit to the players, because there has been so much talk in the week. Newcastle are going to bottle it. Newcastle are going to be the one that drops points. Man United, Liverpool are going to make the top four. I think that first half performance shows we are in control of our own destiny. And like Kieran Trippier says, Pressure is a privilege.
And just touching on Trippier, the tactic to deliberately go high with pace on corners to go for the goalkeeper time after time after, that's been looked at. That's come from maybe Adam Bartlett or Mad Dog or Simon, whoever it's come from. That's a tactic because it was continuous. We've always said, oh, don't play the short corner, didn't play it, it doesn't beat the first man, because we're all like, ugh. And it was so that's some little thing that I picked up in the day. But with Kieran Trippier, what was the stuff for Kieran Trippier? Sorry, I've just gone on a tangent.
No, I was just going to say, Kieran Trippier says in his pre-match huddle, pressure is a privilege, but
he's been there. He's probably one of a few.
yeah.
If you look at the whole squad, really, Bruno's played a little bit. So's Botman, but Leon and Lille aren't expected to win things in Champions League, whereas Kieran Trippier is with Athletic. He's meant to go all the way. So we've got the experience there, and he's in the top 7 players of the season for a reason.
Yeah, he deserves an honourable mention. Look, it's likely that Haaland will probably win it.
Oh, yeah.
Just a bit, but you've got to say Kieran Trippier's had an unbelievable season. What I will mention, what a car, by the way. What a car. What I will say is Kieran Trippier certainly knows how to put in a good set piece, and that's how Newcastle got their first goalie. Corner comes in.
I missed it.
Did you?
I missed it.
What were you doing?
There was a guy getting up.
Oh.
There's a guy getting up, and if you look back, you'll see it now. You look back at the WhatsApp, I asked who scored the goal because I didn't see it.
All right, we'll change it. Johnny, what did you make of the first goal? Well, Lee,
it was an own goal from a corner, which I've just mentioned. The Trippier delivery.
It was a fantastic set piece, and look, Undav just flicks it the wrong way essentially, and it's straight in the back of the net. And there was a little bit of relief. It was a bit like, but Newcastle didn't stop, Lee. And yes, it was a big moment getting that goal, getting that lead. But a massive moment was going 2-0 up.
We had loads of chances as well. It was like, when's that second goal going to come? In the back of your mind, you're thinking, that's going to come back and bite one in the backside.
How huge was that moment? Because let's put it into context. I think if it's 1-0 at half-time, you're thinking, yes, we would have taken that as a fan base. However, you know, that one bit of genius from Brighton, which they did in the second half, which we'll mention in a second, it can be level again. That second goal from Dan Burn, the former Brighton man, it was written in the stars.
Straight over to his family when he celebrated as well.
Exactly, the former Brighton man. Knee slide towards the corner.
And people, there's too many people in the Premier League who don't really celebrate.
Against their old clubs as well.
I know, that's what I mean, they don't really celebrate, and by God, he let that out.
But I think it's more the fact it's his club.
It's not Brighton, we're nearly there.
He was scoring a goal for Newcastle, not scoring against Brighton, if that makes sense.
I totally get it, and that goal was a breathing space, because it was like, what's going on? This is far too easy. It's just all one-way traffic.
It was, but again, fantastic ball by Kieran Trippier.
Again, I'm just distracted because there's loads of people darting about them. I'm enjoying myself and saying who comes out, because it's just, it's like I say, everyone's pulling underneath. Like I say, I mentioned it before with the tactic with Trippier, his deliveries go high with pace, because I don't like this short corner. I know Trent Alexander-Arnold scored a great free kick the other night, but I don't like none of that.
You want to get in the box, don't you?
In the mixer. Yeah. You've got Dan Burn, Sven Botman needs his goal. He hasn't scored this season, got one took off him. Fantastic 2-0, and you're thinking, how many do you want?
Yeah, how many do you want? It was fantastic scenes at half time. Probably thinking, getting 2-0 up, where we're going, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Brighton can score goals of football. They can score very good goals of football. Billy Gilmore, the former Chelsea man.
Just shout out to the lasses as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, yes. No, go on. Let's give them some conversation.
Becky's came out and she'll DM one.
I know. So this is for you. This is for you, Becky, more than anything else. Fantastic. The lasses came out at half time, celebrating their promotion as champions, Lee Lawler, and richly deserved.
Yeah, class. Absolutely brilliant for them, and to get them the recognition. I found out fairly late. Told not to tell anybody in case word got out. So yeah, it's absolutely brilliant that they've walked around, got the recognition. Becky had a couple of words. But yeah, it's great that they've got it, and that momentum that the lasses have got more on the channel next season. We do have Colin, I can tell you. Obviously, we've got Colin, the photographer, coming on. We might have a member from NUFC Women next week, but stay tuned for that.
Yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, let's move on to Brighton's goal. I don't want to talk about too much, but if from a neutral, even Newcastle fans around me were clapping, because Billy Gilmore's pass was absolutely extraordinary, by the way, to split Newcastle's defence in half, and Undav makes the fantastic run through on goal. puts it in the net. You just got to take your hat off and say, well done, Brian, because that was a fantastic bit. But it was a fantastic goal.
My hat stays on for special occasions, comes off. But I didn't see the full pass. I just seen the movement, and I thought the two centre backs were too far apart. That was my criticism of scoring the players. So that's why I've nudged down Fabian Schär a little bit. But Paul can't do that about it. You're 1-1. Your chances are probably 1-4 you're going to save. But 2-1, and then, oh my God, the emotions that I was going through, I was nearly crying, I was itching, going back and forward. I had my hood up like this, I was sitting like this, I was rocking forward, everything was going through me, I was sweating. Obviously this is a puffer coat, I shouldn't have worn this today, but I mean, not just me, I think the whole stadium was just a bit, ooh.
I think the word that you're looking for is stressed. I would say the majority of Newcastle fans were just stressed. Brighton were just having so much possession of football. Newcastle were just a bank of four, and Callum Wilson.
Testing the goalkeeper because they made that triple sub. They brought the big boys on.
Yeah, and Ciso, McAllister and Ferguson came on very, very quickly after it was 2-1, didn't they?
Yeah, and then you're thinking, okay, now we're in a little bit of trouble here. But to be fair, it was possession based. But Brighton didn't have that killer instinct, thankfully.
Did Nick Pope do anything though when they had that possession that we talked about? Because I can't remember him doing anything really. But we were still so stressed.
It's like stop the cross. Oh, it's like that. Stop it when the cross came in. It's like that. It was like oh, because it was a massive game tonight. So, but we rode it out a little bit, and then I'm sure you're going to talk about the two quick fire goals.
I was, but I'm just going to quickly mention. Massive shame for Joe Willock. Injured, pulled his hamstring. Eddie Anderson came on. That's his season done.
Yeah.
I don't even need to go Eddie how to work that one out. That's him done. And maybe even done for in terms of an England caller because, hamstrings you're looking at 6 weeks at least, aren't you? So
we are, but that's a good thing with Newcastle.
Oh, it is. I'm sure he probably wants to play for England, doesn't he?
We'd love to see him a call up, and there's even Sean Longstaff might have had one because he's injured as well. But I don't think we'll see any of them two. Sean might be having an outside chance, but Matt Ritchie's out. Jamal Lascelles is out. They're adding up the squad players. We don't have much squad depth. What's happened if Murphy hasn't played the last two games?
He had a groin injury, so
it's getting a bit stretchy, but we're nearly there. Thankfully, it's come. Well, no injuries have not come at the right time. It's coming at a fortunate time when Newcastle are almost there.
Yeah, they certainly are. Look, Ellie Anderson came on and did a job, very disciplined. Let's be honest, very, very disciplined that midfield was. Joe Linton was here, there and every fucking where, let's be honest. And Bruno was just sitting and was very disciplined, even though he was on a yellow card and because of the Scouse referee. Who's the Scouser in the blue was the chant from the Gallagher. It got to the 88th minute. And Newcastle fans thinking, well, how much injury time is it going to be? Is it going to be 5 minutes, 6 minutes time? How long is it going to be until we kind of just get this game over with? But Miguel Almiron just keeps on running and plays with Callum Wilson, who stays on side through 1-on-1 against the former Mackham, Jason Steele, and puts it in the back of the net. And the celebration, and Newcastle 3-1 up, and it was just like, get the fuck in.
It was relief, wasn't it? And then the song started coming out. He should have probably scored a little bit earlier when there was a rebound. It kind of maybe just hits him and he heads over the bar. But that was just, for me, I didn't really celebrate it. I just kind of sunk in my chair and went, oh, thank God for that. It was more like I was saying before, the energy just was sucked out of us. It was really, really quite emotional. Like the woman next to me, too along because a couple of people had left, was just like this. And I've never seen her like that before. And it goes to show you that how much this means to Newcastle fans to have that hope. And that was 3-1, and then the fourth one came really quick, didn't it?
It did, after 8 minutes of injury time. Not 4, 5 or 6. 8 minutes of injury time. I'm not even going to go there tonight with the referee and minutes at a time. It's not the moment for it. But Callum Wilson again instrumental and lays it on a plate for Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, the announcer loves that, doesn't he?
He loves it. He
doesn't actually say his name. He just goes Bruno. And the starting lineup for Newcastle is 22, and Nick. But then when he gets to Bruno Guimaraes, he just goes Bruno like all the time, doesn't he?
Who scored the fourth goal?
Bruno. I thought it was Callum Wilson. I'm not going to lie, because I've had a mare of who scored what tonight. I think it's because I'm just what's happening here? What's happening? I think I'm just having a blimmin'. If I was a woman and I was hitting my 40s, I'd probably be having a menopause than eat. But
and on that note, let's talk about Bruno's goal. Long ball over the top, and Callum Wilson's on the edge of the box. He's thinking, shoot, just put it in the net and figure 4-1. No, I'll just lay it on the plate for Bruno, who puts it in an empty net, and it's 4-1 to Newcastle. And that was game, set, and match. I
just want to point out, just going back to the third goal, it's probably not picked up on the camera, because Bruno and Joe Linton have a moment together where everyone's off celebrating Wilson's goal. They look for each other and then they go on the floor and just like kind of like this, like heads
Pray.
together. It kind of looked like it was praying, but more like
We've done it.
We shouldn't say that, but it was more like
We've done it in terms of winning the game tonight.
yes, but we're nearly there. This is what we've came to the club for.
Yeah, 4-1 game set and match, and Newcastle fans could enjoy the last few minutes. And Saint-Maximin, Anthony Gordon came on as well. Why not? And so did Javier Manquillo and Matt Target. Lovely to see them.
Manquillo came on.
Yeah, and Target. Lovely to see them. They look like they're well. Look, Eddie Howe got it absolutely spot on. Eddie, can you tell us all about how you managed to get Newcastle United in a very, very strong position in the Champions League race with that 4-1 win over Brighton? Take it away.
I thought tonight his performance was right up there with one of the best I've seen him play. Just on a pure tactical understanding, he has to lead the press. He has to be the one that we bounce off initially. And I thought he made his decisions really, really intelligently. He kept going right to the end. I mean, his goal scoring record is excellent. Not just this season, but seasons beyond. And I'm delighted for him. He's a huge player for us, and he's a big character in the dressing room. It would be incredible if we could, but this is the Premier League and we take nothing for granted. We know how good Leicester are. We know that they're fighting at the other end of the table. We have to respect that, and our intention is just to be the best that we can be in this game.
And we're back.
And we're back. Inside joke. Yeah, we are back, and Newcastle United are in a very healthy position now because, we were going to wobble. We weren't going to beat Brighton tonight. There was a lot of people, Lee. There was a lot of alarm noises saying that Newcastle United were going to bottle this, weren't going to win, and it was going to be Liverpool, Manchester United, definitely going to be in the Champions League. Well, Newcastle United have now got 2 bites at the cherry. The table is on your screen right now. Newcastle sit on 69 points. They are 4 points clear of 5th place. Liverpool played the same amount of games and a better goal difference. 3 more goals as well. We've matched Liverpool because they beat Leicester 3-0 on Monday night, so that's an added bonus as well. 3 points ahead of Manchester United in 4th, who have a game in hand. They take on Chelsea in their game in hand next week. They're away to Bournemouth at the weekend. Late, simple, beat Leicester, and Newcastle United are in the Champions League. Unless, and I'm not even expecting it because it's not going to happen.
It is them, isn't it? It is them. I mean,
but Aston Villa need to beat Liverpool for that to be completely done. If Aston Villa
are we saying up the Villa?
I'm not going to say that.
Just for this weekend?
No, I'm just going to say I wouldn't mind an away win.
If Aston Villa win this weekend, you're shouting up the Villa. You're going to be on the WhatsApp.
I'm shouting, bring on the Champions League. That's what I'm shouting. But
so the thing is though, if Villa win, which obviously is going to be class, Monday night it's just going to be the pressure's. Well, the pressure's off. It's just enjoy your night, and I think you probably have the owners go around again because they did last season. If Newcastle need a result, it's going to be the same again. It's going to be the same. So if Newcastle win, it'll relegate Leicester, which is a shame for them. But we're not here to talk about Leicester City Football Club. We're here for Newcastle to get the top 4, and Is
it done? I asked you that against Southampton. You were like, it's definitely done, mate. It's definitely done. We're going to get something at Arsenal.
No, because Liverpool started bang. I said, didn't I, for months and months, Liverpool on this channel.
Hold on a second.
I did say Liverpool are capable of going on a 10-win and they still can.
They certainly can, and that just shows.
I was confident until Liverpool started doing that because there was 1, 2, 3, and it's like 5, 6, 7.
That's what they're on at the minute. Is 7.
Yeah, and they could quite easily finish on 9. So it could be done. If Villa do a favour, I think a draw screws Liverpool. I think a draw's practically got us there as well.
A draw means that we only need a point from our last 2 games.
Yeah. And Leicester, well, I'll say that. I'm not going to say that, actually.
Well, a draw would pretty much mean unless Newcastle lose heavily against Leicester and Chelsea and Southampton, beat Southampton quite well, which they could potentially do.
Do you know what it is? Let's just enjoy the weekend and let's see how the results go for change.
What do we make? I know, obviously, Liverpool are 5th, but in terms of Manchester United, they're 4th at this moment in time.
I expect them to beat Bournemouth.
If they don't, that puts so much pressure on them as well. So, of course, we want Bournemouth to beat Manchester United just for sanity more than anything of being a human being.
Let the rivals, Man United and Liverpool, battle it out amongst themselves for the 4th place if we come third.
I think the Scousers tonight will be absolutely gutted because I think they would have gone. Yeah, Brighton.
They would have won. I still had in our team. He's a Man United fan. And he wanted Newcastle to win tonight because he was worried about Brighton winning all the games. I was like, did you?
Yeah, but Brighton can't catch us now.
Yeah, so we can't finish any lower than 5th now. So top 5 position is guaranteed tonight. So
Eddie Howe matches what Alan Pardew did in 2012.
how many points did Pardew get? There's a quick
65.
So he's done better than. So he's the best manager since Bobby, effectively.
Effectively, yeah.
Which is quite incredible. But then again, it's the hope to dream. I think we will. I think it's.
I'm going to use Harry's phrase. Is it all but done?
It is. I was confident before Liverpool. Liverpool put. I was really nervous tonight. I cannot lie. I didn't really enjoy a third of the game, and that's probably the first time this season I haven't enjoyed a game of football. Because there's too much riding on it. The emotion that will go. All these games, spend all the money that we do, up and down the country, men, women, games that we're going to. It's going to be rewarded with trips to wherever, Madrid, Barca, and Munich, and Naples, and we could dream. And none of these dodgy back alley streets and stadiums in Lithuania and Latvia, and we can enjoy it.
I can't wait to go to Barcelona's car park and do the last word.
Yes, that's true. And make sure you don't get your stuff nicked, because I've had experience of that.
No, but I just want to kind of end it back on that race, because that was a massive, massive hurdle, Lee. Let's be honest. I think Brighton at home was our toughest game on paper, and we've taken care of that.
Tonight was the hardest out of the running.
Yeah, it was.
The last 5 fixtures, this one was the hardest one.
It certainly was, and that's the reason why I wanted to sort of single that out, because Leicester will be the one that we think, yes, we should definitely get something from the game minimum. Yeah. But Leicester have still got, they've had a free week.
Leicester have to win.
Leicester have to win. They've got a free week. Obviously, they're in the same situation. They know that,
they could be relegated.
They could be relegated. Well,
it's a bit like
mathematically, they will have a chance at Newcastle to get themselves out of it if Everton and Leeds don't do what they're meant to do. However, if they both do what they're meant to do,
I've got Nate beef with Leicester, so I didn't want Leicester to win, of course, but I'd Scouse-Mattons. Yeah, I'd like to let them go down, please.
Yeah, it is what it is, but it's going to be a tense 4 days. Let's finish it off. Who's your man of the match tonight?
Dan Burn.
I thought he was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, Dan Burn scoring the players. He scored the goal. He's defensively he's been questioned with pace. Handled that spot on the night. Both were full backs for me, or man of the match for me. Both full backs, both superb.
They were absolutely superb. Everybody was superb to a man. But Newcastle United's Champions League race is nearly ending. But the destiny is in their own hands. If they beat Leicester or if they beat Chelsea, they will definitely be playing Champions League football this season. Depending on how Liverpool do against Aston Villa, it may be already done. But whatever happens, it's been an unbelievable season. We've got so much to come on the channel. I mean, it's going to be a nice weekend. Obviously, Manchester United and Liverpool play both on Saturday at 3 o'clock. We may even do a video on Sunday or something.
If we've qualified, we're going to have to. Yeah. But if not, you've got a fantastic interview with Colin Locke, who's a photographer, which we've already filmed. Great insight of what he gets up to and his mindset and the women and all that. So, yeah. And obviously, if we qualify the Champions League, it's kind of like, yes, we've done it. We can reflect.
We can reflect. It's going to be an incredible few days, but yeah, smash that like button because Newcastle United are nearly there. God, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, smash that like button, subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and from a very happy St James's Park, we'll see you all very soon.